everyone, welcome to Park Winners. It is another beautiful day, and it is a real joy sharing every week and every season all the unfolding of beauty and the magic of being in the garden. I've been gardening since I'm 5 years old, and gardening is what I know to do, and I just love sharing it with people. Today, I want to talk to you about this new area that we're going to plant plants in, and it's inspired by a video that I saw with Michael Glassman and Janie Santos from Dig, Plant, Water, Repeat. And it was a video focused on Victorian gardens. And when Michael was speaking of knot gardens, I instantly knew that that's what we were going to do in this area. And then I mentioned it to John, and John said immediately, he said, "Do you mean this?" And he gave me a diagram of a knot garden that he was vibing on. And so we're going to turn this whole area into a beautiful knot garden. And it's just west of Park Winners. And the backstory of this whole area is that we recently just cleared it. I always say that there are gifts in the face of adversity, and I got the idea to develop this area into a beautiful garden because I was laying in bed recovering from my knee surgery, and I thought that it would be amazing if we transform this into a beautiful space that people can enjoy, because this area was, quite frankly, just like a mosquito haven. It was very shadowy, and it didn't really contribute much to the beauty of Park Winners. So we took out all the scrap trees, we kept all the beautiful, significant ones, and my wheels are turning. But because for now, my hands are tied in terms of fully going full blown on spending any extra funds on this project, I'm going to do what I'd love to do is to work with what I have. So I'm going to propagate a bunch of plants that I'm going to put in this area, and I'm also going to move all of this boxwood in the late fall, early winter. And last year, I moved a bunch of boxwoods to the other side, which I'll show you. But I'm going to take all that and then I'm going to move it to this whole other area, and it's going to grow the footprint of the face of the front of Park Winners. And it's really a fun thing to do, to work with the plants you have and to make the best of it. I always say that necessity is the mother of invention, and I'm not quick to just take a tree or a bush and get rid of it. If it could be transplanted and saved, I save it. And so this year I'll be moving these boxwoods like I did on the other side, and it's going to be beautiful. So I can't wait to share this unfolding with you. So I'm going to take you around and I'm going to show you some of the other boxwoods that we've moved and see what you think. And I would love any ideas or suggestions of what you all think we should do in this area. Also, I say this a lot, is that most of my ideas are always better because of other people's suggestions. And so if any of you all have any ideas of what we should do with this area, I would love to hear it. The other thing too is that we're going to eventually put like a repurposed brick like drop over here, because the elevation drops over here. And I'll explain that later in the season. And I have my eye on this old building not far from here where the guy is demolishing a building, and he has a lot of old historic bricks. And I'm going to see how generous he is and see if he will help us make this a really cool walkway. And I don't suspect it's going to be something that I do overnight. Right now, I just have this whole area mulched, and I'm thinking about it because of my limitations on spending. It's going to take me a while to actually do it. The good side of it is that I'm going to come up with better ideas that are more practical. And as my mind gets more ideas, it'll all come together in the right timing. And so wish me luck. So I'm going to take all of this boxwood here and up against the house, and I'm going to move it in sometime in late fall, early winter. And we're going to move it to the other side of the sidewalk um, over there. And then all this area is going to become like a beautiful Victorian knot garden. And my friend shared this beautiful like steel gazebo that we can put in the middle and grow some roses on it. So it's good to dream about what's going to happen next. And I had a lot of time to think while I was recovering from my knee surgery. And so this is what came to me. So all this is a new opportunity to move all these boxwoods that are here and that are up against the house, just making it sort of like claustrophobic, if you will. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to move it all on the other side of the sidewalk, way over there. And it's going to expand all of this area. It'll be fun to do. For now, it's just going to sit here and be mulch on the ground and, let the ideas sizzle. And I'm always open for anyone's ideas or suggestions. Look at all this boxwood that we're going to move. All of this is going way over there. And as you can see, it's a little bit too close to the house. There's some very tight areas on this side that you have to squeeze through. And I'm just going to take this opportunity to rearrange things. And I'll show you on the other side of the property how we've already done that. And I just have to fill it in with some cool plant material. But this is a prime example of an opportunity to move all this boxwood that's like basically choking this area. We inherited this tight spot. And so the idea is to take all of this and get it out of here so that the guests can enjoy the garden on a bigger scale by pushing everything way over there and getting rid of these like awkward spots that we've had for years. And it's taken a while to figure it all out because there's a million things to do. And until the light bulb goes off in your head to do something, then sometimes not everything gets revealed. But all that boxwood there, it's all going to move, and it's going to be really fun to open this up. Let me show you on this side of the property how we've already moved a bunch of boxwood. So I know it's going to work because we did it before. And the idea is to make it cleaner and more open. You see all this boxwood that is out on the outer edge got moved. This was like this little awkward square area that we inherited. And when we removed all these shrubs, we moved all of this boxwood there. And it is very healthy. Um, However, there's nothing in these planters, but I've got some great ideas. And I'm kind of lucky because we have two areas to plant. This will all be roses because it gets like full sun. And then under here, under these pines, these are going to be a mixture of white azaleas, rhododendrons, and some other plants, and also some dogwoods. So if any of you have any ideas and suggestions of what to plant underneath these pines, like I said, I'm going to do a mixture of azaleas, rhododendrons, and a couple other things that like the acidic soil. But then over here where I'm standing, where I moved all of this boxwood, can you believe that I moved all of this? It doesn't even look like it got touched. And so this is sort of like a outer ring from the inner ring of the fountain area. And I'll be excited when we plant this with roses. And I'm thinking it's going to be iceberg roses because they are very prolific and they provide a lot of flowers year round. And so that's what's going to go on this intersection. And the reason I'm saying white is because this is essentially all of this over there, and where I'm standing is all going to be a moon garden. So it glows on a full moon night. I picked these apricot asters and celosia. I'm making a flower arrangement for my friend who's visiting, and I'm going to send her off with a apricot inspired arrangement. So I'm making an apricot inspired flower arrangement for my friend who's visiting me, and I'm going to send her off with this. So I went out and got some of these beautiful Lady of Shallot roses, which are like in the orange apricot tonality. And then I'm going to put some of these celosia in here, and look at these beautiful asters. I have them in other colors, but I just wanted to do like a monochromatic arrangement. I can't think of a better thing to do for someone than to make a flower arrangement, because when I'm making the arrangement for you, I'm thinking of the person, whether it's an overnight guest at the bed and breakfast, or my friend, she lives in San Francisco, and thought I'd send her home with a little bit of the memories of being in the country. She spent the night last night. It was a last minute trip, and I know from having lived in the city and grown up in busy places that people need nature and they crave it. And that's another thing that I love that we can provide for people, is that when you're here, you're in total privacy. It's just you and nature and the birds. And it's just a real cool thing to be able to provide for people, because everyone craves it. And if you think about it, it's a primal thing. We are all originally spent a lot more time outdoors. Our ancestors had to spend a lot more time outside in order to survive, etc. And so now in modern times, we don't spend as much time outdoors. But because I get such a good sense of feeling when I am outdoors, I see that people crave it, and I just intuitively feel much better. And I love that I can share this with everyone. When you're making your flower arrangements, I always encourage people to connect with their inner flower. And I don't make flower arrangements as often as I would like. I prefer to do them for someone, and I make them, about once or twice a week. But it would be nice if I had 9 lives, if I could also have a florist offering where people could buy flowers from the farm. And not all my ideas make money, but they put a smile on my face, and I just allow myself to dream and think of all the possibilities. So because I don't love the stems in here, sometimes I'll put like a wide leaf inside, and then these stems are hidden. I didn't do that today, I forgot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it with some of this burlap and just kind of give it a little bit of a vibe so that it looks a little bit more like a gift. And I'm going to hide a little bit of the base, but also give it more of a punch and make it seem like more deliberate, like I put more effort into doing this. This friend of mine, she has given me more gifts, and you know who you are. She has given me more gifts than any other person could ever catch up with. And she's so generous, and it's really cool. The backstory is that she was one of my main competitors in sales when I used to sell home warranties for 10 years before I was a real estate agent. And she was so good, she was running circles around me. And my boss one day asked me if we had someone I could recommend because we had an opening. And I told her, hire this girl and get her out of my hair because she is running circles around me and driving me crazy. So then I had the good fortune of helping, giving her the ropes of our company, train her, and we became friends and bonded ever since then. And I'm talking about a story going back 24 years ago. And so it's really wonderful. You never know when you're going to meet your new friend. And I'm going to take this to her, and hopefully she'll love it. Okay, there we have it. I want to show you our willow wreaths. So when I trim the trees, I will wrap them with leaves and make these beautiful bases out of them. They're nice and chunky, and then you can embellish it with other dried flowers, or I like them even like hanging alone. Earlier this year, I did similar wreaths just made with like furry pussy willow, and I can't wait for those to bloom again in the early spring. But check out this really cool willow wreath, and of course you end up making them in similar but different sizes. And the backstory of the willow is that I planted the willow tree for John, and every time we look at that willow tree, I always say, I planted this tree for you. And it makes me so happy because it was only like 6 or 7 feet, and now it's like almost 30 feet in the air. And the other name for the willow tree is Cousin It. I'll show it to you here in a minute, and you tell me if you think it's Cousin It. So here it is. The willow tree is growing so fast, aka Cousin It. And I always say when I see the sun shining through trees that that's our light at the end of the tunnel. And I'll text it to John just for inspiration. But this is where I get the branches from, and I trim this. Obviously all these need to get trimmed again, and so we'll be making a lot more wreaths, and they'll be even fresher for the fall. Isn't that cool? It grows faster than I can keep up with it. It's a great use of the material. Instead of just throwing them away, you have this really cool thick wreaths. The other thing I love is just watching the branches when it's breezy, and there's something just so relaxing about it. This guy's getting so big, and inside there you can actually put a couple of chairs. I'm looking for like the right chair or something at an estate sale that could live outdoors and underneath this canopy. Here you are, Elaine. This is amazing. I had to film you with the flowers because I came and brought them to you. I thought that I'd make you something monochromatic, and then you stepped out wearing this top. And isn't that amazing how it works? What do you think?
They're amazing. I love them.
Nice. Well, I just wanted you to take a little bit of country home with you back to the city. So I put some asters in here, some orange roses, celosia, and then this guy here is a lemon basil. I want to thank everyone for watching our videos. It is really fun doing this, sharing the magic of nature. I have to say that anytime I'm feeling stuck, uninspired, or if I have any challenges, that I come out in nature and it pulls me back together. And so this is what I know to do, and this is what I love to share with everyone. So I want to thank everyone for loving our channel and supporting us. And I want to thank you for your time and enthusiasm, and suggestions. So I hope that everyone is doing something fun or being creative, enjoying your garden. Have a great day.